Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon as per your respective time zone. On behalf of entire Mastek Managed Services team, would like to welcome you all to this 24C HR Helpdesk and Oracle Recruiting Cloud Advisory webinar session. This important session is to keep you fully synchronized with the new features and functionalities that are part of this quarter release which Oracle provides. My name is Hardik Patel. I'm an operations manager here at Mastek Managed Services team. Today, I'm your host for this session, and I'm glad to introduce my colleague, Suyash Malik, who's part of our vast HCM team at Mastek. Today, he'll take us through all the HR Helpdesk and ORC updates for 24C quarter release. Today's session is planned for around 45 to 60 minutes. We'll make sure that we also spare some time to answer any questions you may have. We have panelist available, Sherwin Lobo, who'll be able to help you on any questions you may have regarding today's session. You can use the chat or question panel on the go-to, and he'll be answering the question during the session if required. Before we move to the agenda, let's have a quickly look at the important disclaimer, please. We would like to convey our approach towards Oracle updates in a very simpler method. We'll be taking you through item analysis for the 24C updates done by our experts, which will help you incorporating new features and updates easily into your system. We'll also sync you on any bugs or known issues if there are any. It's good to have an interactive session, so please do ask questions through chat on question panel, as mentioned earlier. This is to give you a glimpse on how we have crafted the structure of this session. So the first thing what you see is a list of new features coming in 24C. Detailing on features, so you got brief understanding on what new features are all about. Next one is what are the business benefits and important takeaway for you as a decision maker. There are 4 components where we have done in-depth analysis of the features which we're going to present to you today. The first one is impact level analysis, which demonstrates the impact on end user. If it's a low impact, regression testing can be avoided. If it's a high impact, we need to offer regression testing. Second one, which is we all are aware that there are some features which are by default auto-enabled by Oracle, and there are some which we need to opt for. The third one highlights the nature of the feature. There could be certain configuration which may be required, or some can be used without any changes. And the last one, which is quick win. This term we use to simply convey that what is ready to use by investing minimum amount of time and what requires significant amount of time and efforts to make use of this feature. With this, I'll be handing over back to my colleague, Suyash, and he'll be taking you through today's session. Thank you. Suyash, please unmute yourself and the stage is all yours.
Thanks, Hardik, for a brief introduction. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, as per your respective time zones. I am Suyash, and I will be walking you through the 24C update features of Oracle Recruiting Cloud and HR Helpdesk. So before we go through these features in detail, we will have a quick look at the analysis regarding the new features. Yeah, so as we were discussing, before we go to the features in detail, we will have a quick look at the analysis regarding the new features. As you can see, there are a total of 36 new features in both Oracle Recruiting Cloud and HR Helpdesk, out of which 29 fall in the category of quick wins default and 7 fall in the category of opt-ins. So we will now deep dive into each of these features in details in the upcoming slides. As you can see, Mastek has analyzed these features into broadly 3 categories. My first category on the left-hand side of the screen is Quick Wins Default with no configuration. As the name suggests, we do not require any configuration for this feature to be enabled in our pods or environment. On the right-hand side, the second category feature that we have is Quick Wins Default with configuration. So in this, we require minimum or some amount of configuration in order for these features to be available in our pods or environments. Last but not the least is Quick Wins Opt-in. The great feature about this feature is that the admins can opt in for these features as per their organization needs. Now I would deep dive into the first category, that is quick wins default with no configuration. Coming up is the first feature of this category, that is career side cookies and validity. As you can see, in this particular feature of cookies, in 24B update, the cookie consent feature had been enhanced to allow the cookie categorization, and it gave candidate the flexibility to consent to all those cookies they want to allow. This consent was collected from the candidate after every 7 days, whereas the validity period of this cookie collection is increased from 7 days to 90 days in our particular update of 24C. This increase in the validity period has provided a better user experience for the candidates. Next is the category tile individual styling and configuration. As you can see in the screenshot below, we now have the ability to customize the appearance of each category tile on our career site using a newly added feature within the career tile element. We must be careful that this feature is accessible only when we are editing a splash page of the external career site. This feature has given us the flexibility to apply different style, images, and also have an hover state either globally or per category type. Moving ahead, we have select a hiring team member as a meeting host on interview slots. So this particular feature pertains to the interview management that we carry out in Oracle Recruiting Cloud. In 24B, we could define an interview schedule owner on the various interview schedules that we were managing in the system. This owner was certainly a person who was different than the schedule creator. Whereas in this particular update of 24C, we can now have a meeting with a host, which depends upon which requisition the interview is being scheduled for. So example, when we are creating an interview slot or an interview using either Zoom integration or team integration, a specific person or a person who is a part of the hiring team can be selected as a meeting host. Next feature is the use resume from the recommended job widgets in job application flow. This is again a very interesting feature. So this feature plays a very significant role in limiting the efforts needed to complete a job application. In case of a new candidate who is applying for a new opening through the career site, the resume data populates the application fields. Whereas in case of an existing profile, the candidate is offered a choice to use the existing data, or they can upload the fresh resume and extract the information for the job application fields from that newly uploaded resume. This has significantly helped in enhancing the experience of the new candidate and also helped in removing a lot of rework and time for the candidate. Moving ahead, we have notify interviewer when removed from interview. So as you can see that in this particular feature, the interviewers who aren't needed anymore for an interview are notified, and this basically helps in preventing any confusion at the day of the interview regarding who will be the interviewer for that particular interview. So this can be achieved by sending a notification to the interviewer when they are removed from a schedule or when a candidate is invited to reschedule an interview. Moving ahead, we have alt text for images and campaign email editor. Let me just magnify my slide. As you can see in the highlighted red box, we now have a new field named alt text. This particular field is available for us while we are creating an HTML template or while designing an email content for campaigns. So this particular field will significantly help those users who totally depend on screen readers while they are checking on the email content being shared through to them through campaigns or any other email templates. Moving ahead is a very interesting feature of optimize obsolete geography hierarchies. As you can see in the screenshot below, we now have an action named optimize hierarchies present at the geography hierarchies page. So administrators can now optimize the geography hierarchy. And this was one of the frequently asked questions by most of our customers who had a lot of geography hierarchies managed in our environment. So this particularly action consists of indeed two actions. First is the update objects to latest nodes. So we use this action to update the recruiting objects using hierarchies so that these objects use only those geography hierarchies that are active instead of those nodes that are already ended in our geographies. And second is delete the unused hierarchies. As the name suggests, we use this action to delete the hierarchies which are not being used by any of the objects. So again, this is an important feature for all the customers who maintain more than one geography hierarchies in the system. Next, we move to the feature create interview schedules for a job requisition using HTM data loader. So now we have an alternate option for creating interview schedules without creating them manually in the system. A user can now create an interview schedule for a job requisition and add a shared interview schedule to a job requisition using the HCM data loader. Next is support of multiple preferred communication channels in the HCM data loader. As you can see, now we have a flexibility to have both email and phone number as a preferred communication channel for a candidate when the candidate record is being created by a HCM data loader. Moving ahead, we have the source displayed as import in HCM data loader. So while creating a candidate and a job application in HCM data loader, without specifying a source, the system now smartly and automatically assigns a source labeled as import to all the entries that have been loaded. This is just to ensure that all the entries that have been loaded into the system have a designated origin, which was not possible before the update. Next, we move on to the feature inline assessment for internal job applications. So as you can see in the highlighted red box on the screen, a new question named when do you want internal candidates to take the assessment is available in the assessment section. This feature offers the flexibility to select the timing of the assessment for internal candidates at the requisition level, whether the applicant should take the assessment before applying or they should take the assessment after applying for the job. Going ahead, we have tags for events in career site search result list. So with the help of some of the tags, the candidates who want to register for multiple events can see upfront for which events they have already registered. These are some of the three tags. The first tag, already registered, it indicates that candidates have already registered for an event. The second tag, must confirm, it indicates that the candidates still need to confirm their registration for the event they want to attend. And last but not the least is registration close. So this particular tag indicates that an event's registration window has closed. So this feature enhances the candidate's experience by again reducing the number of clicks and keep them notified about regarding their registration for a particular event that they want to attend. Next feature is related to the HR Helpdesk. The feature is analyze creation and usage of tags in HR Helpdesk. So with this particular feature, the service quality and performance can be measured for the request with specific tags to spot exceptions, anomalies, trends, and patterns. This particular Tags can be indeed used by the managers to have a corrective action based on all the insights that we gather. That was all about our first category, quick wins, default with no configuration. Now I jump into the second category, that is quick wins, default with configuration. The first feature of this category is authenticate email sign-in and phone number sign-in. Let me just zoom in a bit so that you are able to see the screenshot clearly. So in this particular feature, the returning candidates are now restricted to 4 attempts to verify their date of birth or last name when they are signing in by using either their email address or their phone number. But after 4 unsuccessful attempts to provide the correct details, the all the buttons and the fields on the confirm your identity page, as you can see, will be grayed out and will be disabled. And for this feature, as you can see on the right hand side, if a candidate fails to provide the number of if fails to provide the details, we have this particular error which populates on the right hand side of the screen. So this particular feature provides a better security now for email and phone number authentication when a candidate is signing in into their profile. Next feature is set content section blocks in apply flow as mandatory. So this is an important feature we want to talk about from the point of view of most of our customers, and thus the wait is now over in 24C. We previously did not have an option to have the respective blocks of the content section as mandatory in the job application flow while an external candidate was applying. But now, as you can see in the screenshot below, we can now make various blocks such as the education block, the experience block, the license and certificate block, the language block, or may it be the skill block as mandatory for any kind of application flow we design in the system, whether it be an apply flow or event or a request for more information job application flow or a talent community flow. So this particular feature now allows to make sure that all the information the client as we need from the candidate are fetched into the application flow without the candidate just skipping that particular section and proceeding with filling the details of the application flow. As I said, we can make certain blocks as mandatory, including license and certification as one of the example. Moving to the next feature, modify the name of default candidate selection process phase and states. As you can see in this particular screenshot, this is again a very important feature when we talk about from the point of view of our customers, and thus again the wait is over. This has been commonly asked by all of us whether we can modify the name or we can modify the states of the two particular fixed phases, that is the offer phase and the HR phase. My answer to this question is yes. You can now rename these phases and its respective states of the offer phase and the HR phase as per your business terminologies in any language you want, irrespective of the phase of the candidate selection process. So this is again a very important update which we can use while we design our systems. Moving to the next feature is progress job applications without sending notification to the candidates. So a practical example that I can think right now is that we can use to describe this feature when we want to prevent some notifications being sent to the candidates regarding their job applications for a certain openings. In those cases where a staffing agent is responsible for representing the candidate. So now the job applications can be processed through the candidate selection process without notification being sent to the candidates. Coming to our next feature is the recruiting activity center activities for hiring team collaborators. So till 24B, only the hiring manager and the recruiter could be associated with the various recruiting activities, but this is not the case in 24C. Now, the collaborators can also be associated with the various recruiting activities. This has significantly helped in keeping all the members of the hiring team up to date regarding all the activities that are taking place in terms of Oracle Recruiting Cloud. Moving to the next feature, which states direct apply integration partner category. So this feature again has helped in enhancing the candidate's experience by allowing the candidate to apply for a job application directly on the partner site and eliminating the need to navigate back to the career site. So this information that they enter at the partner site will automatically get received in the Oracle Recruiting Cloud, and the candidate does not need to navigate back to the career site. So this particular feature again helps in improving the candidate experience, and it also saves the number of clicks and rework for the new applicant. Next, we have new job requisition fields. So Oracle has introduced some new fields on the job requisition, on the job requisition template. And while we are creating a new position in the system, these fields refer to the work start date, the work end date, and the salary period. So we can make use of all these fields while we are creating a requisition and uh, carry out the process smoothly without any hindrance. The next feature is instructions in questions. So with this new features of instructions in questions, so we now have the flexibility of identifying that whether this particular question is a pre-screening question or is it an interview question. So while creating reports, specifically while creating reports for recruiting questionnaires, we can make use of this particular functionality so that it helps us in designing and describing the details in specific details for the business. Coming to this first feature of this category, which pertains to HR Helpdesk, is automatically generate summaries of Helpdesk requests with generative AI. So this, if I can take an example, this feature is especially beneficial in that situation where we have an agent who has been recently assigned to an in-progress request. And this is because the agent who was formerly working on the request is not available due to an out of office or an emergency leave. And the new agent has to take over his position and handle numerous interactions that have taken place during the life of the helpdesk request. So this particular feature would allow the new agent to get an overview of the helpdesk request without him having to read all of the message threads. Next feature for HR Helpdesk is the limit actions provided to employees. So this feature allows the Helpdesk administrator to prevent employees from prematurely closing any Helpdesk request in case where only the agent should have the flexibility of closing the request by the certain policies. Going ahead is hide author's name from the popular knowledge articles. So the helpdesk administrators now also have the capability to configure the My Help page so that the employees are not able to view the author's name while they are accessing the popular articles in the system. The next feature talks about start conversation with details. So in this feature, the agent is given an opportunity to edit the conversation to draft any portion of messages or give additional introductory text before he is sending the background details as a part of internal conversation to the opponent. So this feature significantly helps in saving the agent's time, since they do not have to either copy the message manually or explain the details in their own words to the recipient of the conversation. So this significantly helps in saving a lot of time and a lot of rework for the agent. Next is use helpdesk request milestone in the adaptive search framework. So as the feature suggests that with this release, the agents can now organize and prioritize helpdesk requests by milestone due date. Moving ahead, we have customized copy. So the customization of the copy helpdesk request function now allows users to specify which attribute values to include or exclude, as well as it also helps to define the default values once the copying process is finished. Next is the escalation process for HR grievance cases. So the administrators can now swiftly set up an efficient process that enables the agents to easily transfer all those sensitive information from an HR helpdesk request to create a new case. And last feature for this particular category is enable dynamic links for email notification in helpdesk. So this feature allows the administrators to add dynamic links in the email notification for the helpdesk. You can refer to this particular screenshot. In this, this feature has significantly helped the users to manage their helpdesk requests directly from the mail notification, which in turn has improved their experience and helped them streamline their workflow. That was all about quick wins default with configuration category. Now we move on to the last category for the day, that is quick wins opt-in. Coming first feature in this category is the Redwood experience for candidate list page. So as we know, Oracle is pushing towards using Redwood in the coming updates and the current updates. So all these Redwood features are really important and can help give a better UI, a better feel in terms of UI to our clients. The first feature is Redwood experience for candidate list page. So the enhanced Redwood list significantly enhances the user experience, as I told, by offering consistent search filters and filter capabilities across candidate search, pool members, prospects, and event audience. This, as you can see in the screenshot, is just the functionality still remains the same. It's just that the UI is a bit better when we talk in terms of Redwood. Moving ahead, we have Redwood experience for candidate details page. So again, the prospect candidate interface with the job requisition and the candidate profile across the candidate search or the candidate polls and events have now been redefined to a streamlined way. And as you can see in this particular screenshot, the functionality still remains the same. Initially, we had all the details screening, message activity, and similar sections on the left-hand side. Now we have them at the top. The functionality remains the same, just the UI is a bit different and it gives a good look compared to the previous pages we had. Moving to the next feature is Redwood experience for job requisition template list page. So the job requisition template list page has been recreated in the Redwood Visual Builder Studio and has greatly improved the user experience. It's just that the UI looks a bit different. But again, as I said, the functionality remains the same when we navigate to this particular section of job requisition templates. A similar feature, Redwood experience for job requisition template details page. So the job requisition detail page has also which helped us for viewing and editing the job requisitions has now been recreated in the Redwood Visual Builder Studio. So this again provides a great user experience for the user. Moving ahead, we have the compose email and text messages using AI assistant. So as you can see in this particular feature, the updated Redwood experience significantly helps us to incorporate the Oracle's AI assist feature, which in turn helps empowering the users to efficiently compose personalized emails and text messages for candidates. This you can find in this particular screenshot where we talk about having a personalized email. So this AI powered tool enhances the communication efficiently throughout the hiring process and simplifying tasks for us such as job application interview, invitation, reminders, follow-ups, and a smooth onboarding for candidates. So just an extended. Moving to the next feature is Redwood Experience for job offer approval tasks. So the job offer using the approved job offers using the approvals work area has also been recreated in the Redwood toolset. And this again gives a better experience. The functionality still remains the same. There is no change in terms of functionality. The approval task which displays the list of all the tasks assigned to the users, showcasing relevant business attribute based on the type of approvals. So as you can see, the UI and the look in the field looks better than what we have in the current before 24C while approving a job offer. Our last feature for the day is new agency contingent recruiting type. So we now have a new recruiting type named agency contingent, which is not now available in the recruiting type list of values dropdown while we are creating a requisition. So this particular feature enables the organizations to tailor and establish distinct recruiting processes specifically when they are looking in terms of agency-based contingent hiring. That was all about the third category, quick wins opt-in. That's all from my side. And now I would like to hand over the stage to my colleague. Thank you for listening and have a good day ahead. Thank you.
Hello. Yeah, thank you for the wonderful insights, Suresh. So let's quickly check with Shervin if you have any questions there in the chat or question panel, please.
No questions so far.
No questions, okay. That's not a problem. So we'd like to keep you posted that we'll be sending the recording of this session along with the task scripts and the presentation PDF as well. And the same content will be available to you with a single click on your email itself. And these are the upcoming sessions. So if you want to take the note of it, talent and OLC coming up tomorrow, supply chain, benefits and compensation. It's going to be day after tomorrow. So if anyone wants to register, please do look for an email. And if you're stuck anywhere, if you need help, connect with your respective support manager and we'll arrange for the possible help. And again, if you do have any questions, you can write to your respective service manager or the support manager and we'll do the needful help. And before we all leave, we would like to just do the quick poll on the scale of 1 to 5, sorry, wherein 5 means very good, 1 means poor. On the scale of 1 to 5, would like to tell us how was today's session overall experience, please? Also, if you need the copy of the presentation today on an immediate basis, you can reach out to the support manager. They'll be able to give it to you right away. Thank you. And once again, thank you everyone for your valuable feedback. That will help us improve going forward. I'll be closing the poll now. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so that's about it from our end. Once again, we'd like to thank you everyone for attending today's session. Thank you so much.